Hello, my name is Samantha Francis, and this is my self-perception video speech assignment. And the title of my speech is The Title of Self. My audience members are right here before you. And my husband, who's the other audience member, will be doing the recording. Okay, I'm going to begin. I'm not sure if all of you are aware, but each one of us in this room holds many titles in our lives that we tend to overlook. They are overlooked because we do not see them as vital. However, if you were to ask anyone what they thought of you or give you words as to how you present yourself to them, I think you might be quite, surprised in some ways. What I wanted to touch on through this presentation today was, and I hope this doesn't sound vain, the way I see myself, how I present myself to others, and what is referred to as the quote-unquote looking glass self. I like the last one, the looking glass self, because it helps us in taking a step back to really analyze, examine who we see when we look in the mirror each day. At the end of the presentation, I'm hoping that you'll stop to take time to examine, if you will, yourself, what it is that makes you unique. And if you were to ask a friend or a family member, what words would they use to describe you? What would they, what would they be? Like, would it be words that would make you happy, or words that would make you cringe, like, wow, that's really me? Well, about me. I feel that the challenge that many people, especially myself, have is to sit down and really define who I am, especially ourselves as individuals. So in defining myself, I came up with some titles. And I wanted to say it like this. In the beginning, the titles that I first held were that of a daughter and a sister. And as adolescence progressed into adulthood, new chapters opened in my life, allowing me to have the opportunity to become a wife and a mother, which are two awesome blessings. I'm not saying that a daughter and sister are not a blessing as well, which they are. But those to me, are what I would consider main titles. Now, if I was to present, myself more in a straightforward kind of characterization, I would say that, I'm the type of person who likes to listen, to give of myself when it comes to time, finances, however it is, whenever there's a need. All in all, I would say that, I see myself as a friend, a good friend. On a more of an accomplished-driven aspect, I am a student and an achiever, and also a multitasker. Every day of my life, I see a woman who wants to accomplish so much in life, but is always looking as to whether or not she has enough time to do it. Now, how I present myself to others, I feel, is also very important. Your presence when it comes to, meeting anyone, especially for the first time, that first impression, will give them an idea as to who you are as a person. For me, I like to exhibit kindness as well as, being respectful. Others have described me as, loving when it comes to my family and friends, also, generous, humble, not too boastful, forgiving. Now, hearing the positive is very good, is a very good aspect, but when it comes to the negative, it's like, wow, okay. And I've been told that, I could be very passive and very drawn back when it comes to expressing my points of view when it comes to certain situations, which is something I have to work on, when I examine myself further. And it's funny because through my studies, within this lesson about, concept and perception about myself, I have realized that, as an individual, it is important to really know who you are. Also, getting feedback, from others as to how they feel, how they see you, will also help you to change or enhance both the negative as well as the positive aspects of yourself. However, there are times that, once the whole passive thing and everything, when I, started really examining it, it helped me to, get away from the approach of shying back, and letting that fade and just, becoming more open when it comes to others. Now, with my closing of this presentation, I wanted to emphasize that there was another title I wanted to add in the beginning, but I thought it would be more fitting if I ended it with this instead. My reason for doing so is because upon examining myself, this one main title pretty much sums up who I am as an individual. The perception I wanted others to see, and what I want to perfect as a person, and that title is a Christian. Through the looking glass, I have gone back to examine my past, to absorb the present, and, through God's will and grace, take on the future. And as a Christian, God's Word through the Holy Scriptures will allow me to strengthen and become a better person with each title that I hold. Now, as I close, I would like to also share, these few scriptures with you, and how for me it ties all my titles, my personality, and my characters together. And it's from the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verses 12 to 14. And it says, "Put on as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other, as the Lord has forgiven you. So you also must forgive. And above all these, put on love, which is also charity, which binds everything together in perfect harmony." And that is the way I see the title of myself. Thank you.